Excellent start. Excellent start. That's always the beginning. So your headliner's coming up next, and he does headline clubs and casinos all over the East Coast, up and down the East Coast. He's also appeared on Amazon Prime. Put your hands together for John Butera.
This is nice. In this beautiful room we have here. Give yourselves a huge round of applause for being here tonight. This is good. A lot of beautiful people in here. I like this. I like this. Especially a lot of beautiful people here and here, not so much on that side of the room. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. They're ugly. No, I'm kidding. This is great. Thank you guys for coming out. Give a big hand to Rob White for killing it up here. You guys, good friend of mine. I love Rob. This is good. We shopped at the same place. We bought suits right up to each other. This is great. Oh, man. So I want to ask a serious question here to start off with, if you guys don't mind. The lighting is pretty good here. You guys could all tell I'm a fat bastard, yes? Oh, I love being fat. Who's fat and proud? Raise your hand if you're fat and proud. Nice. A lot of people in the room are in denial. I have eyes, I can see. Me and you, buddy, we're on the same page, though. Like he always got his pizza box right at his feet. It's beautiful. It's good. It's my kind of man. Oh, it's nice. It's good. Yeah, I love being fat. I do. I think being fat's the greatest thing in the world. Right? Like you skinny people, you guys messed up. Right? You sit at a restaurant, you look at the menu, you say something stupid like salad or kale. Oh. Who here eats kale? Be honest, who eats kale? Nobody wants to be honest. Look at you guys. Do you really? Why? It's like dried up astroturf. It's absolutely disgusting. I've tried every way to eat kale, and it's always gross. I would try to blend it and put it like with milk so I didn't take it. It was like razor blades going down my throat. It's atrocious. Oh, I hate kale. But you know what I do love? Everything that's fat, because it's delicious. It has flavor and it's enjoyable. Not kale. All right, good. No, but seriously though, I think being overweight and fat's the best. Seriously, I think skinny people, I don't think you guys understand, right? I don't think you guys realize there are so many advantages to being overweight. For example, no one's ever going to say to me, "Hey John, could you hurry up and get that for me quick?" That don't happen. There's only two things I do quick. That's Nestle's and open the refrigerator. If you ask my wife, there might be a third. Smart crowd here at Western Maryland. That's good. Nice. It's sort of funny, actually. Like a lot of times when I perform in casinos and stuff, they'll be nice though, and they'll give me like comps to the buffet. There was a casino, I'll be honest with you, about a month ago, they normally comp my food for the buffet. But then they saw how many times I went back and forth. They're like, we'll comp your losses in the casino, you're paying for the damn buffet. It's crazy. But like I said, there are so many advantages to being overweight. Another one is you skinny people, if you want to get high, you gotta take drugs. If I want to get high, I just bend down and try to tie my shoes. True story, I tried to tie both shoes without coming up the air, I almost suffocated. It's like the fattest way to die. Imagine the obituary the next day, death by Adidas, it'd be horrible. Craziness, it's crazy. You gotta be careful when you're overweight though, right? Gotta go to the doctor. I go to the doctor and they're like, "Mr. Butera, you're in fact obese," and I say, "Thank you." She's like, "You don't understand, your BMI is 40. I was like, "Holy crap, my Big Mac intake is 40. Pretty accurate, it's pretty accurate. She's like, "You don't understand, you can be fit for the sleeve." And I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm that fat." And then I realized, I was at the eye doctor and this bitch had no right to tell me any of this. Up here, lady, not down here. bitch. So nuts, so crazy. I will tell you though, I had a little bit of a scare last week. It's actually a true story. Tuesday night at Long Island, we had a little bit of a snowstorm, nothing much. So I called out of work because I didn't want to go. And I'm like, clean off my car? Nah. So I called out, and I'm spending time at home with my wife and my son. It was great. And all of a sudden, I felt like my blood pressure got real high. Right? And I had one of those little machines at home that you wrap around your wrist. No fat people, we know, we all have it. And I checked it, my blood pressure was 238 over 138. All of a sudden, my eyes started fluttering, my cheek went numb, my hand went numb. I'm like, babe, I think I'm going to the hospital. She's like, all right, go ahead. So I went, and all the tests, whatever. They kept me there overnight, they kept me there all day Wednesday. Anybody remember what Wednesday was last week? It was Ash Wednesday, true, but it was also Valentine's Day. Me almost dying of a stroke got me out of going to dinner with my wife on Valentine's Day. Things happen for mysterious ways, don't they? When she sees this video, she's gonna be like, that son of a bitch. It works though, it works. I will tell you this though, I know I'm fat and I love it. I also enjoy getting older. Anybody here enjoy getting older? No? A couple of people? You know what the alternative is, right? It's death. So yeah, I like getting older. I like getting like the gray hair. People say, oh, you're going bald. Actually, I have hair. I just choose to, like I said, I'm a lazy bastard. So I'm done in the morning. I wash my face, I can go. But yeah, I love getting older. But weird things happen when you get older. Right, ladies? Like what happens when you get older? They drop. It's very unfortunate. Not just for you, but for us guys. We gotta watch those things as they swing a little sweet chariot. You know what I'm saying? It's not much easier for us guys though as we get older. Things in our body just continue to grow. And they grow and they grow. And ladies, it's not the area you wish it would grow. Oh no. That sort of disappears like a turtle into its shell. You build a shed over it, and the tools stay inside, you know what I'm saying? But seriously, it's crazy. Right? Like, fashion changes when you get older. Right? Like, you can't wear clothes you had 15, 20 years ago. I mean, maybe from South Cumberland you wear clothes from 25, 30 years ago, but if you're like me or a normal person, you change your clothes up. But I will tell you this, I will always keep one pair of cargo pants. And there's a reason. So you always have something to wear to the movie theater. Right, I got my M&Ms, my Twizzlers, my snow caps, right? That little hoop on the side, you put your hammer, and it's where I put my thermos. The back pocket's where I keep my popcorn. I know what you're thinking, John. Isn't it really uncomfortable with all that shit in your pants?
No.
It's always uncomfortable when you have shit in your pants. It depends. I'm sorry, that was too easy. That's unfortunate. I shouldn't have said that. It is, it's very uncomfortable. You see my wife's pocketbook, because there's where we keep the microwave. So, nah, but getting older is crazy, guys. What else happens when we get older? I smacked myself on the side of the face the other day. I thought I had a spider or bug crawling on me. It was my ear hair circled around the tip of my face. Where the hell did that start? Right. I sneezed the other day. It looked like I was at a New Year's Eve party. It was like... nose hair everywhere. It's weird. I think that we're friends, right? I can be a little open and honest with you guys. That's good, yes? I get a yes for that, yeah? So, I have a feeling as I get older, I'm 45, I have a feeling as I get into my 50s, 60s, maybe my 70s, one of these days I'm going to sit down to go to the bathroom and I'm going to teabag the toilet bowl with it. You're welcome for the visual. I have two questions. I have two. Probably more, but two important ones. One, what's it going to feel like when it splashes down in a blaze of glory? Cold, eccentric, exotic, erotic. And two, and more importantly, are they going to float? Or is there in a bag? I am married to, any married people out here? Married people? Nice, everybody else is just happy, that's cool. I'm kidding, I love my wife, she's the best. She really is. She's not even in the room, she's upstairs sleeping. I can be completely honest, I do. She's a great woman, she's awesome. Last week she bought me a gift certificate to a place called Hand and Stone Massage and Facial. Right? And it was like a real massage parlor. I had never been to one of those before. I usually go to the ones in the supermarkets, attached, in the back, closed door. Just kidding. No, so seriously, I went to this place, it was Hand and Stone Massage and Facial. She's like, honey, I love you. I'm so proud of you. I was like, wow, I have her completely confused. I work hard. No, I don't. It's good she believes it, but it's not the truth. This is what I do for a living. I perform 20 to 25 times a month, and I love it. It's the greatest thing in the world. I'm on stage somewhere between a half hour to an hour every time. Do the math, ladies and gentlemen. I work about 15 to 20 hours a month. I know what you're thinking.
I do know.
Lazy bastard. And I know what you're thinking also. If you're a government worker, you're like, holy shit, that is a lot of time to work. That's great. But then I realized why she bought me the gift certificate. It wasn't because she was proud of me or thought that I worked hard or that she loved me. No. I realized it was because she didn't want to put her hands on my fat, hairy body anymore. She literally paid someone else to do it.
Oh my God.
She's like, you take this disgusting mess and probe him. Just get him away from me. So there I am at Hand and Stone Massage and Facial. And I'll be honest, I laid down and they took care, that masseuse took care of the massage. I turned over and accidentally took care of the facial. Some of you got that right good. Some of you a little puzzled. I don't know what to say about that, but I did feel bad. I was a little embarrassed. The masseuse was very upset, as you can imagine. I called back a dozen times, but Jimmy wouldn't take my phone calls. Some of you got it. Some of you got it. I don't lay it out there easy. These are thinkers. They're thinkers. It's crazy. Anybody got this? The silicone wedding ring? Any of you guys have this out there? No? See, I would wear my regular wedding ring, but it don't fit. I gained a paltry 100+ pounds since I got married. Sort of gave up. Like we all do, don't we? Gentlemen, it's fine. Because if this was my actual wedding ring, my finger would be blue and probably pop off soon. So what do? I do what every guy does. You gotta go to the jeweler, get your finger sized, right? I go to the jeweler, she's like, wow, your finger's really fat. I said, I know, that's why I'm here, bitch. So she takes out that weird, long, white, cylindrical thing that looks like a thin dildo, and she takes the rings off and she starts measuring my finger, and she's like, oh my. What? Well, we had size 12, 13, 14, sausage, and banana. And apparently your figure size is a banana. Size 16 ring. That's gross. I'm fat. I'm aware of it. But don't worry, ladies, I know how to use it. You guys can get most of these. I like that. That's good. It's good. I will tell you that I do love my wife, and I know I mentioned it. She's awesome. A lot of people, when they talk about being married and their love life, they're always like, oh, love life's over. Sex life is done. Not this guy. I married myself a spicy Latina. That's right. Any Spanish room here? Good job with the door. She better not see this tape. No, it's good because now I feel safe and I don't have to worry about people stabbing me. That's good. Just kidding. No, there will be Spanish people after the show vacuuming and cleaning. You can laugh. I know it's funny. I wrote the joke. It's all right. Listen, don't be puckered. It's a comedy show. You guys know that. That's why you're here. So nobody's allowed to get offended. If you are, I don't mean to be coy, but you already have your money. You can go. Is one person's leaving? Oh, no. Yeah. If you think it's funny, laugh. The person next to you already knows you're an asshole. It's fine. Just let it out. Yeah, I do. I love my wife. We're laying in bed. She looks at me. She's like, honey, I love you. I'm so happy we're together. You're the best I've ever had. That's not the punchline. I look back over at my wife and I say, because I wear a CPAP mask? Sleep apnea, bring your love into the bedroom, baby. Oh, it's beautiful. For those of you who don't know what sleep apnea is, it's a beautiful, very gentle way for your body to say, hey, I'm going to kill you tonight. And it may or may not. Sometimes it's like, hey, let's jumpstart this bastard. Like if you don't have sleep apnea and you snore, it's sort of cute, right? It's adorable. It's cute, it's adorable. However, if you have sleep apnea and you snore and you don't wear the mask, it's pretty freaking terrifying. For example, it looks like the first time you ever had an orgasm. It looks sort of like this. I think I pulled my neck. I hope nobody took a picture of that. It's a tough one to explain on Facebook and Instagram. My mom will call me, you sucking dicks in your shows, what's going on? Oh boy. I'm going to be honest with you, I have a true story to tell you. It's sort of crazy. It is. I love my sister. She's great. She's a huge supporter of mine. And she always helps me out with little things whenever I need it. A few years back, I was going on a cruise, and she lived in Manhattan. So I stayed at her house in Manhattan. I was just gonna, take a taxi over to the cruise ports, whatever it was, and there I am at her house, and I'm sleeping, and I wake up, and my sister and my brother-in-law are standing over me. What the hell's going on, guys? My brother-in-law, the ass he is, goes, "Do you know what you look like when you sleep?" No, but it's pretty freaking creepy. You guys do. He's like, "Look," and he shows me his phone. True story. 38 seconds, not breathing. And then I thought to myself, what the hell was your end game? How about 15 to 20 seconds in? Give me a nudge. What are you waiting for? Bastards. It's crazy. Crazy. I will tell you this, I've had a lot of crazy jobs in my life. I mean, like a lot. I've done a lot of weird things. Anybody in the audience, feel free to yell out. Name something. If you've had like a really weird job, yell it out. Everybody just works 9 to 5 at a bank? All right, that's cool. Like no morticians. Nurse? Well, that's a good job. It's sort of normal. Who do you work on? Like general public or like people that are alive? That's usually the reason for nurses. So they stay that way. Yeah, I've done weird stuff. I don't mean like weird like that way, but like I was an ice cream truck driver when I was 19 years old. That's where this sort of all started. I've done a lot of stuff. I used to own a restaurant. I used to own a pizzeria restaurant for a number of years. Yeah, and also wear this enhanced. And one day, I'll be honest with you, one day I got a delivery call. It was really late. I already sent my delivery driver home. And I got this call. This woman was on the phone, and she's like, "Could I get a pie and a hero?" It was a pizzeria restaurant. And I'm like, "Sure, no problem." Gave me the address, and it was in this real crappy town, sort of like South Cumberland, I've heard. And so I got to the house, and I was very surprised the woman had all of her teeth, and she had clothes on. That was also weird for the time. So when I did the delivery, I got there, and she's like, "How much do I owe you?" I'm like, "Oh, it's $27. She's like, "Well, here you go, here's $27. Just hold on. Let me grab the tip." I told her if she grabbed the whole thing, the meal would be free. I went back to the store with no money that day. Yeah. You guys are judging. It's okay. I'm with it. It's fine. I don't mind you judging me. Yeah, some other weird things I've done. I'm going to ask a real weird question. I'll elaborate on why I'm asking the question, but just bear with me. Anyone here ever feel like a pedophile?
No!
10 years of doing comedy and no one's ever raised their hand. I'm waiting for that one day. I'll explain. One of my other crazy jobs I had, I used to be a fire technician. Worked on like fire extinguishers, kitchen units, all that stuff, whatever it was. And the place I worked at, I had to be there at 11 a.m. Right? I drove a white rape van, I mean work van. 3 windows, front and side, and that was it. Right? Now the place I worked at was right next to, you got it, an elementary school. Anyone ever drive a rape van past an elementary school? How fast do you drive passing an elementary school at 10:30 in the morning? Well, it's school hours, so it's like 15 to 20 miles per hour. Has anyone ever rolled in a rape van at 15 to 20 miles per hour? It's not fun. What also happens at an elementary school at around 10:30 in the morning? It's called recess. Yup. So let me paint the picture for you, ladies and gentlemen. Here I am in this white vehicle, rolling past an elementary school at recess. Now, I always tried not to make eye contact with the kids, because it was weird. But they just kept flocking to the fence, staring at my van. I mean, it's probably my fault. I was throwing candy out the window. So stupid. I will tell you, I've had some great jobs too. Obviously, being a comedian, being an actor, I love it. It's amazing for me that I get to travel around this beautiful country, basically tell jokes about my genitalia, make people laugh and enjoy themselves, and then I get to go back home. I love it. It's beautiful. But my first serious job I ever had, for me, might have been a little bit better. I was a sports broadcaster. I worked for St. John's University, that's where I went to college, and I worked for WFAN Sports Radio 66 in New York. So I worked with the Mets, the Knicks, the Rangers, and St. John's basketball. I loved it. Thank you. I did it for a number of years, but the coolest thing, besides meeting my childhood idols and icons, like I got to meet Patrick Ewing, Mike Piazza, Mark Messier. It was awesome. I even got to broadcast next to Marv Albert, and no, he did not bite my shoulder. But I got to work alongside of him, and he was awesome. He was a great guy. I got to meet heroes of mine. The best part about working for WFAN, at the time, they were in Kaufman Studios in Astoria, Queens. 2 other networks were in Kaufman Studios in Astoria, Queens when I was there. One, the lesbian network, I mean Lifetime. Sorry, Lifetime Network was there. And 2, Sesame Street. I've walked on Sesame Street. I know you guys are jealous, it's okay. We have any Sesame Street fans here? Sesame Street fans? Yeah. It's a little disheartening that you're all adults, but whatever, it's a little creepy. No, but seriously though, I do love that I got that opportunity. True story. One day I'm walking down Sesame Street. I know it sounds ridiculous, but I was walking down Sesame Street. And in front of me was Big Bird, holding his head, smoking a cigarette. Mind you, this was 1999 or maybe early 2000. Next to him was Snuffleupagus, doing the exact same thing, holding his head, smoking a cigarette. Could you imagine if I was like 6 or 7 years old, how traumatic it would have been? Seeing a decapitated Big Bird, Snuffleupagus with just smoke rising from their necks? It would have been ridiculous, right? I would have been like traumatized forever. But I'm going to tell you this, I don't know if you guys are aware of this now, some of you may have kids or grandkids, whatever it is. Are you aware that you can no longer see new programming of Sesame Street on PBS? Did you guys know that? A few years ago, they couldn't afford the contract and HBO took it over. Home box office. Which is pretty cool because now that it's on cable, we can get a little bit more adult programming on Sesame Street. I'll let you in. Finally, Bert and Ernie now can sleep in the same bed together. Move out the nightstand, put the twin beds together. Yeah. Get to find out what the rubber ducky's really used for. Yeah. They always said it made bath time lots of fun. Now we know what they're talking about. Oscar the Grouch, we get to find out what's in his garbage can. I think it's a meth lab. You ever realize when he opens the lid, steam comes out, he's always disoriented? Because he's a meth head, it makes perfect sense. What about the lovable, adorable Elmo, right? He gets to have those tickle parties with kids he always wanted. Yeah, I heard his co-host would be Bill Cosby. I know it's painful to say. It is. Crazy. America's dad, right? Bill Cosby. I loved The Cosby Show growing up. It was one of my favorite shows. Bar none, it was absolutely one of my favorite shows. My favorite part was when he would take the fat white kid from across the street and bounce him on his knee. Remember the kid was always like this? It always looked like he was going to fall, but Bill had a real good grab of his underwear. That kid wasn't going anywhere. When I was younger, I always wanted that to be me. Now, not so much. I think I'm good. It makes perfect sense why he was Dr. Heathcliff Huxtable. So he had a script pad to write for roofies. I know it's horrible, but it's still funny. Think about this, over 80 women came out against him, right? They said they were either sexually assaulted and or drugged by him. He only spent 16 months in prison, which I think is gross, right? It's horrible. But at least while he was in prison, he got to see what it was like to eat a Jell-O pudding pop. Let that soak in for a second. Give you guys some time to get that. You guys good? All right. Here's a fun fact. Jell-O pudding pops taste much different inside prison than they do outside of prison. We can all attest Jell-O pudding pops are delicious. Or outside prison. However, inside of prison, they are in fact cream-filled. I feel the wave. Some of you got it already, some of you building up, some of you got to tell your friends what that means. All right. So crazy. Every time I reach my water, I go to drink out of the microphone. Has anyone realized I did that? Ah, man, I love Friends. I mean, the TV show, yes, but I mean actual having friends. I have a lot of great friends. I'm very blessed in that way. I have one of my best friends forever, from when we were kids in high school and now it's still my best friend. I talk to him all the time, but we don't get to see each other anymore. You know, how life gets in the way. I love what I do for a living, and he's a teacher. Just kidding. I think being a teacher is a very noble profession. I think it's amazing. Any teachers in here today? Teachers? No? All right, good. Nobody gives a shit about the youth. That's good. Except our nurse. Our nurse does. She cares. No, but it's crazy though, right? So I called him the other day and I was like, hey Matt, what's going on? He's like, nothing much. I'm hanging out with my son Jason. He's doing his chores. I'm like, okay, cool. He's like, yeah, if he finishes his chores in time, I'm going to take him to the MOVIES. Did you just spell the word movies so Jason doesn't know where you're taking him? Yeah, why? Isn't your dumbass son 17? Maybe you should take him to the LIBRARY. About 80% of the room knows I spelled library. Good. This side of the room was laughing a little bit. I'm going to be honest with you. I love New York, where I come from. I do. I love Pennsylvania. I love Maryland. I love Virginia. As you get a little bit further south, not so much. I will tell you this, I'm not a fan of Florida. Weather's way too hot. I'm too fat, it doesn't work with me. I also do not particularly like the people who live in Florida. Maybe at one point in their lives they were great people. Anybody here a snowbird that goes down to Florida?
No.
I'm not making fun of you guys, it's fine. You're the perfect ones. You're not the people I'm talking about. No, there are some people who live down in Florida aren't very intelligent. I mean, every area has it, but Florida's infiltrated, sort of like roaches. And they're not very intelligent. I did this show down in Fort Myers almost about exactly a year ago to the day, to be honest with you. And I'm in Fort Myers at the Snappers Comedy Club, and there was a guy sitting right where you were, sir. And I did that joke, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he goes, "That ain't how you spell library." I'm sorry, what? That ain't how you spell library. Now, everybody in the room, sort of like you guys, was very intrigued. So I made better eye contact with the gentleman. I looked, and guess what? He had a mullet. He had 3 teeth in his mouth that weren't touching anywhere. Dirty shirt, cut-off jean shorts, and flip-flops. So I said to the gentleman, please, sir, entertain us. How do you spell lawberry? He's like, duh, blueberry, raspberry, strawberry, lawberry, L-I-B-E-R-Y. Thank you, sir, you're a freaking moron on 3 separate occasions. I wish I made it up, that's actually a true story. I do have another friend of mine who, don't like him as much as the other guy, but he's still a friend of mine. Every time I go to his house, something weird happens. Something breaks, somebody gets into a fight. But he got a new dog, ladies and gentlemen. He got a new dog. It's this little Shih Tzu. It's not actually a Shih Tzu, but I don't know what else. I don't know the breed of it, but it's a little dog, a little brown dog. And I'm looking at it, and all it does is hump everything. The dog is like Marcel from Friends. It humps everything. And it's weird because when it does it, it makes eye contact with you. Do you know how unnerving and weird that is? I'll give you an example. That's what I saw for 11 minutes straight. It was weird. A little uncomfortable. That side of the sofa was very wet. Still love my friends though, they're all weird. Well, family, talked to you about my wife already. I talked to you about my sister, my friends. Let's talk about dear old dad, shall we? Anybody in this room retired? Raise your hands. Give it up for all the people who are retired, ladies and gentlemen. Clap it up for them. That's amazing. I'm proud of you guys for living long enough to finish off your job. It's great. It really is. My dad has recently retired. Now, I'll give you a little background on who my father is. My whole life, my dad busted his butt. He was a great chef, right? He worked at some of the best catering halls and owned some of the best restaurants on Long Island. But now he's retired. He's in his mid to late 70s, and he doesn't know what to do with himself. You have any of those family members who retire and just drive you absolutely crazy? That's my dad. So now he's trying to pick up hobbies. He's always loved gardening, but where he moved to, they sold the house, they moved to this little condo area. He doesn't have a lot of area for gardening, so he's just driving my mother crazy. He came up with this hobby. Anybody here do it? It's called buying shit at a thrift shop. Oh, it's the worst. It's absolutely, unbelievably obnoxious. He has a 1-bedroom, basically condo, from a 3-bedroom house, and he's buying stuff. He has no room for anything. He always says, I'll just resell it. I go, Dad, it's in the thrift shop for a reason. People gave it to them for free to get it out of their house. Now you're actually giving them money to put this shit in your house. He's like, but yeah, look at this great deal I got. I go, go ahead, Dad, show me. 8 crystal glasses with gold rim for $1 each. Dad, it's not crystal, and it's not gold. Sure it is. Listen, ching, ching, ching. Dad, you're making the noise with your goddamn mouth. It's not crystal. What about this beautiful silver plate I bought? That's not silver, it's aluminum. No, it's silver. No, Dad, it's not silver. Look, there's an etching on the back. I said, yeah, it says made in China. It's not silver. He's driving us nuts. So if anybody wants a 77-year-old man who can cook, but will drive you crazy, please see me after the show. Oh, man, I do love that man, though. I will tell you this, though. One thing I always loved about comedy shows was when I was younger and I used to go to comedy shows before I was a comedian, was I always liked those little quick jokes that comedians would tell. That you could sort of say at the water cooler. Right? Like you guys go back to work, John, like, oh, I saw this fat comedian from Long Island. No, not Rob White, the other one, John Butera. And he said this joke, and it was so funny, it was so quick, you want to hear it. 99% of you will mess it up tomorrow. You will. But I'm going to give you some easy ones that maybe you can repeat tomorrow. Sound good? Yeah. All right. So these 4 nuns pass away all at the same time. Very sad. They go up to heaven, and St. Peter is standing in front of them. And St. Peter says to them, okay, sister, if you are sin-free, you can go right into heaven. So the first nun says, St. Peter, I once saw a penis. St. Peter says, okay, all you gotta do is wash your eyes out in this fountain, go right into heaven. The next nun comes up, Sister Margaret, are you sin-free? And St. Peter says that, and the nun goes, no, St. Peter, I once touched a penis. So the St. Peter says, okay, wash your hands in the fountain, go right into heaven. He calls out the third nun, Sister Anne, are you sin-free? Sister Teresa stops the fourth one. She goes, hold on 1 second. Before Sister Anne washes her ass out in the fountain, can I wash my mouth out? You're welcome. Mickey Mouse. Any Mickey Mouse fans here? Yeah. I don't know if you guys heard, it's a little unsettling being a child who liked Disney stuff. Mickey's been very depressed lately. He's been going to a doctor, he's been going to a therapist. He told his therapist that he was going to divorce Minnie. Very upsetting for all of us. The doctor goes, yes, Mickey, you did mention she's been acting a little silly lately. Mickey's like, no, I didn't say she's been acting silly. I said she's effing goofy. You guys got that one? You can remember that one, right? That's a good one. Here's just something weird that I realized the other day. You guys know the whole thing, right? The geese, they fly south for the winter, fly back up north in the summer. You ever look at a flock of geese or a gander, whatever they are, and they're flying north, but it's like December? You ever think to yourself, how freaking stupid are these geese? Just something that popped in my head the other day. It's almost time for me to go, ladies and gentlemen, but I do have a very serious thing to ask you guys. 2 very serious things. We have any Italians in the room? Any Italians? A couple of Italians? Nice. I love being Italian. I don't know if you guys could gather that I was, but I do. I love being Italian. I think being Italian is the greatest thing in the world. I do. I think it's awesome. And I know whoever you are, whatever heritage you come from, you're very proud of where you come from, right? Most people are. Like, where are my Irish people? Irish people out here? Yeah? Well, you guys are very proud to be white trash and drunk, right? Where are my German friends? Where are my German friends at? Yeah. You guys are very proud to be neo-Nazi anti-Semite. Any Polish people here? There you go, that makes sense. She's like, I don't even know where I am right now. Why is this guy standing from a curtain? No, but I do. I love being in town. Think about how great our history is, right? The Romans conquered the world. Right? Columbus sailed the wrong direction, still discovered half the universe. Maybe we killed Jesus, one blip on the screen. This is when some Jewish guy in the back was like, boy, I thought it was us. Nope, it was us. Think about this, how great is the artwork, right? Italian artwork is beautiful. Sistine Chapel, the Colosseum. Sort of messed up on the Leaning Tower of Pisa. That's right, that doesn't matter. That's like Northern Italy, they don't really count. Screw them. They're like Switzerland, nobody cares about that. Right, how great. We have Michelangelo, Leonardo, all the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We have all of them. Except Splinter, I think he's Japanese. Think about how great Italian food is, right? Oh, it's so good. Have you guys eaten at the restaurants here? The Lamb View Grill, right? And Signatures, had a burger. Fantastic. I'm fat, I like everything, but it was fantastic. Italian food is so good, sometimes you don't even have to finish the word. Like mozzarella, forget the L and the A. Calamari, forget the R and the I. It's not necessary, that's how good Italian food is. Like Chinese food is good, it's really, really gross. That was racist. That was racist. But don't worry, they're not here, look around. Any Chinese people here? Didn't think so. You know why? Because they're in the casino gambling. They're folding laundry, doing nails. Thinking of another world pandemic to screw us all over. You can laugh, it's funny, I know, it's fine. Don't hold it in. You end up farting and shitting yourselves, it's going to be messing all over the place. Let it out! I was raised Roman Catholic, ladies and gentlemen. Anybody here Roman Catholic? Raise your hands, yeah. Wow, you are everything. You are fantastic. Any hookers in the audience? Oh, man. I was raised Roman Catholic, ladies and gentlemen. My father was born in Sicily. My mother's grandparents were born in Sicily. So we do the sign of the cross in Latin instead of English. So instead of Father, Son, Holy Spirit, it's Nomine Padre, Figlio, Spirito Santo. It's very sexy, it's just a sign of the cross. But I know some people weren't Roman Catholics. Jehovah's Witnesses? No? Any Jehovah's Witnesses in the audience? Good, let's talk about it. Alright, so... You know what's weird about being a Jehovah's Witness? Everything. I love all people, but Jesus, shut up! Have you heard the good news? Are you leaving? That would be fantastic. It's weird, they don't celebrate anything. They don't celebrate birthdays, they don't celebrate anniversaries. They don't even celebrate Mother's Day. What group of people do not celebrate mothers? It's horrible. It's so bad they don't celebrate anything. They can't even listen to Cool and the Gang. No celebration. I love my religion. But I'll be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, when you do the sign of the cross, Nomine Padre, Figlio, Spirito Santo, it's beautiful. When my mother was pissed at me when I was a kid, it sounded very different. Studiato, puttana disgraziato. But if you're Italian, my mom called me a stupid son of a bitch. She hates that joke. She's like, I never hit you when you were younger. I go, Mom, there's a loophole in your story. She's like, what do you mean? I go, technically you did not hit me. But there are 12 broken wooden spoons and that top drawer with my ass printed in it tells a much different story. I do not go to church, ladies and gentlemen. I don't mean to upset you. I think church is a beautiful thing. I think faith is a beautiful thing. But I don't go for the reasons you think. It's not because I don't believe in mythical creatures. It's because I can't handle the workout. Have you guys been to a Catholic Mass recently?
No.
It's like calisthenics by God, right? The sitting, the kneeling, the standing. All of a sudden we start doing a YMCA in church. When did that start? I thought those people weren't even allowed in church. That's a thing, or some of you got it. Good for you. Halfway through Mass, somebody get me the cracker and the grape juice, I'm not going to be here. I'm in the back lapping holy water so I don't pass out. You don't want to pass out in church, you might have a priest come up from behind you. Don't worry, I'm way out of his age range. You guys have been absolutely fantastic. You guys have been great. Thank you so much. This is my first time here at the Rocky Gap Casino Bonkerz Productions. You guys have all been absolutely fantastic. Can I leave you with it's sort of an Italian proverb that I turned into a very disgustingly raunchy joke. Is that okay with you guys?
Yeah!
Oh, I love you so much. All right, so anybody here believe in dreams? We have anybody that believes in dreams here?
I do.
A couple of people? Good, I was hoping for a stupid audience. And, no, I'm kidding. A friend of mine, Bob, has weird dreams a lot. Probably all the drugs he takes. But anyway, he has a lot of weird dreams. He had this one dream. It was like an Italian proverb. In his dream, he was on an escalator. He was going up to heaven, right? He gets to the top, and in front of him, again, St. Peter. So my friend Bob in his dream says, St. Peter, why am I here? Did I die? And St. Peter says, no, Bob, you did not die, but I'm here to teach you about life. So in my friend's dream, he has this thought. He's like, all right, well, what am I doing? So St. Peter says, Bob, I'm going to teach you. Okay, and I'm going to teach you by showing you this. On this cloud, there are millions, billions of oil lamps. And each one has a certain amount of oil in it. The ones that have this much oil represent a human being on earth that does not have a long life ahead of them, that will not be living much longer. Then there are some lamps that have this much oil, which means they have a long, prosperous life ahead of them. So in his dream, Bob says, I guess that sort of makes sense. So St. Peter says to Bob, excuse me, I have to go tend to the gates to make sure no assholes get into heaven, so he sort of just floats away. So as he floats away, my friend Bob, in his dream, is walking around on this cloud, sees millions, billions of oil lamps, all of a sudden sees his oil lamp. Just this much oil. He's like, shit, I ended to die soon, this is horrible. So he thinks to himself, what is this? I ended to die. Wouldn't you know it, right next to his oil lamp is his wife's oil lamp, and it's full. Now I forgot to mention in the beginning that my friend Bob is a huge asshole. So instead of being happy for his wife, he's thinking to himself, how can I take oil out of my wife's lamp and put it into mine? So in his dream, these thoughts are going through his head, thoughts are going through his head. He knows he can't pour it over the flames of wrath, they'll both die. So he has this great idea. He puts his finger in her oil lamp, wipes it off into his. Puts his finger in her oil lamp and wipes it off into his. Wouldn't you know it? Smack, he gets woken up, it's his wife. Honey, what the hell are you doing? Bob says to his wife, honey, it was just a dream. I promise you, it was just a dream. She goes, screw you, it's a dream. You keep putting your finger in my ass, I'm wiping it off of my mouth. Before I let you guys go, I will tell you this. Despite what I've said here tonight, I actually am a very charitable person. I do sell t-shirts after the show. It's a beautiful picture of my mug, and on the bottom it says a very clever line. There are many advantages to being overweight. And I'll tell you this much, I appreciate if you could buy one, not just for me, I don't care, but I donate money from every t-shirt purchased to the N.V. Graziani Fund. It's a place out of Stony Brook University Hospital on Long Island. And what they do is they do something beautiful. They take people who have terminal cancer, and they supply the family with one last trip, one last big event for the family to enjoy. And I know I said a lot of horrible things up here, but I do love helping people, doing fundraiser shows and things like that. But every shirt that we sell here tonight, a portion of the money will go to the N.V. Graziani Fund. So thank you guys so much. Please follow me on all social media if you can. John Butera Comedian on Facebook. And the real John Butera on Instagram, because some loser 14-year-old in Oklahoma wrote songs to girls who wouldn't have sex with him at the age of 14. And he got on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook before me, so that son of a bitch is just John Butera. You gotta look for me, the real John Butera. That's an absolute true story. Let's bring back her amazing host, Ronnie. Thank you guys so